Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Dark Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the Soul of Chogokin GX-68, GaoGaiGar, the titular robot character from the King of Braves GaoGaiGar anime series, and this set is manufactured by Bandai Tamashii Nation. This is actually not a brand new set, as I acquired it from an online auction in which the seller promised me that he did not do much with the set other than kind of just open it up and look into the figures inside. So it's probably at least 90% of brand new, and let's check it out together as I opened it. But first, let's check out all the details shown on the case here. So as you can see from the front picture, we have just the picture of the combined form of GaoGaiGar itself, as well as the 4 mecha that combines into GaoGaiGar. There's a Gallion, the mechanical lion, as well as the 3 other Gao machine that combines into GaoGaiGar. And then let's look into the back. Here we're shown a few pictures, like how the combination can essentially recreate the way these machines combine in the anime series, and how the GaoGaiGar's head is effectively like a helmet that goes on the head of Gaigar, the transform or robot mode of Gallion here. And there's a piece of equipment for GaoGaiGar there, dividing drivers. And here's a picture showing how the hand can function, and this is almost accurately portray the way it works in the anime series. And then a few the rest of the Gao machines here. And this is a pose for GaoGaiGar's finisher attack, Hell and Heaven, which they both hands join together and kind of just strike into enemy's core after a shock wave paralyzes the enemy. So this picture is basically showing that the set is able to portray that finisher attack pose. Now let's open up the set here. Okay. We have a board that's kind of covering here. Okay, so the figures are set inside a foam box here. So it appears the seller was able to pack the set very well, as if like they come in like they're brand new. And here we also have the instruction manual here. first take a quick look of this one. And looks like most of these beginning of the manual is all in Japanese. For those of us who can read it, that's too bad. But for the actual instruction as to how we can transform the set, looks like it's all here. So looks like we have all the pieces of this set. So it's supposed to come with, again, with the Gao machine and the stand and the interchangeable hand parts. And let's see if actually looks like there's even more down here. So it looks like these are the accessory pieces as well as the extra hand parts. Some of these are like probably the stand as well for the set. Let's come back to the instructions here. So we have the Gallion figure here. So now here it's talking about how to transform it. To the robot mode. Gaigar here. And how it can work with interchangeable hands. And apparently there's interchangeable face parts or pieces as well. And let me kind of fast forward here. So again, basically this is seem to be detailed instruction showing us how to work with all the pieces inside the set with each of the Gao machines, and as well as Gallion and Gaigar. And how they can combine or transform into different modes or forms. Then there's a real combination, the final fusion, in which they all combine into GaoGaiGar. And this instruction sequence is done very much like how the combinations sequence works in the anime series. And how you can change it to a more bigger hand as for effect purposes. And this is how the fully combined figure from the set is supposed to look like, and how you can work with its accessories, the dividing drivers, and the hand part that's put together for the Hell and Heaven pose. That's it here. So, and we have the name for each of the machine. The Gallion, who's the robot mode, what we call Gaigar, the Stealth Gao, Liner Gao, and Drill Gao. Now let's see how we can use these steps to work with the set. Let's begin by taking Gallion out of the set here. So it's actually kind of set in a special plastic case here. There's also some plastic cover over either side of the Gallion here. And now to finish set up Gallion, first flip up this piece here, and then here's a compartment which contains Gallion's tail. It can be tricky to get the tail out. There we go. And let's check out the articulation of Gallion here. So we have a very tightly joint for its leg, front leg here. And these shoulder armors a bit loose, so it helps to raise the front legs to laterally on the sides. And the foot, it's articulate and flexible, so you can like make a clawing attack here. Hind legs also articulate. Although the tail also have some articulation here, but it's a very short tail, so not much you can do with it. With with all these joints, you have a lot of articulation and a lot of flexibility to pose the figure. And of course, there's a jar you can close and open. So with some practice, I guess everyone can put it to really nice pose with Gallion here. And now let's start transforming it into Gaigar. Actually, just one more thing I just noticed. So see the claw, it also has some flexibility here. It can rotate, so this helps with the posability here. So you can adjust the angle of its foot. The same thing over here, its foot articulated. With this pose, Gallion looks like a lion getting ready to strike or ambush its opponent. Now, to begin transforming into Gaigar, the first step is to reverse what we did with the tail before. We put it back into the armor here. And then flip the whole back, the black armor piece up here, and then close it. And these engine-like structure on the side, kind of have to move them up a little bit to lock them. Actually, for a moment, kind of just keep them up like that, and the legs are easy. You just straighten them up, and then the front paws, push them back to reveal the hands of Gaigar. So, and now let's put the arms down. And the back piece, like we flip up before, press it back down, push the black armor down as well. Here, check out this lower part of Gallion's golden mane here. You press it up. Now you lift the head up like that. And then you have to rotate or twist the head like that. Now the head is in the front of Gaigar's chest. And just lift the arms up a little bit. And now we are going to turn it this way. After finishing the turn, you have to press the whole upper body like that. So see, let me do that again. So you have to, in order to push this whole section backward a little bit, like that, and then just twist the fists this way. And now we've pretty much got the whole transformation done. We have the arms, the legs, and Gallion's head turning into the chest. And finally, we have to get Gaigar's head to come out, which is, you can't really do it from this side. So in order to pop the head up, you have to open up the arm from the side here. Now you push it upward. Here we got a head, and here we go. Now we have a complete Gaigar. Now let's check out the articulation of Gaigar here. Let's begin with its head. So you can look left and right, although you can't really look up. We see the G stone on his forehead here. And the rest of the articulation of his arms and legs are very much like the way Gallion could. And his arm can turn, but it's pretty tight. And just like you saw in the Gallion form, this shoulder piece armors are loose, so he can raise the arms laterally. Looks like he's got movable thumb here. He can also open up his hand here, although there's not really anything he can do with this. flexibility here. Can only raise his legs to like nearly 90 degrees, so it cannot actually make much of a kicking pose. Can still kind of do striking move with his foot claw like this. And just like Gallion's hind paw, his feet are flexible and articulated, so it helps with putting up kind of fighting stance. Like this. One other thing Gaigar can do is utilize his claws like this. Or and you can do it with other hand too, so now you can try to utilize the claws to do various kind of attacking poses. And now let's check out how Gaigar can work with these interchangeable parts here. These are interchangeable hands for Gaigar, and there's an alternate face part here. And to apply the alternate hands, you just have to simply pull these default hands off. And then just reattach them with the alternate hand. And the same thing with the alternate face, you have to literally remove Gaigar's head here. So now just have to pull all the face parts here. You remove it by sliding it down. There we go. And then just put the alternate face parts on. And then put the head back onto Gaigar's body. Here we have Gaigar putting on the first alternate pair of hands, which are effectively like effect parts that make the figure look more imposing, as these fists look more proportional than the default hands, though which were tiny in comparison to these. As mentioned, with these hands, Gaigar can appear more imposing. And it's much more easier if you want to make Gaigar put on a punching tag pose. So these are definitely better pair of hands to make this figure do any kind of poses rather than the default hands. And here's an alternate hand which you can use to put on this pose where you have the hand on the hip. Or you can have both hands on the hip like this. And with these last pair of hands, where the fingers are all kind of opened up, you can use them to do all various kind of fighting poses you want, or some kind of confident demeanor. Yeah, or just like reaching out, that kind of pose here. And finally, we have this alternate face where Gaigar's mouth is open. So this helps to put on some kind of battle cry type of pose. Like this one. And one more part of its articulation I want to show is again around the waist. Remember when we transform from Gallion to Gaigar here, we had to turn around its upper body so it can actually turn or twist its waist for posability. So that's the basic feature of the Gallion and Gaigar here. And the one thing I want to say is this is a really good figure by itself, and as you've seen, it's got all wide range of articulation, allow it to put on various kind of poses. Although unfortunately it seems like it did not come with enough kind of alternate face parts, because we only have one piece where the mouth is open, and they did not exactly make the eyes open too wide either, so which kind of fails its purpose for, like, doing a battle cry. And so that's a strong limitation for the figure to put on kind of various kind of posability here. And the one other major issue is that the joints of this figure can be really tight, especially of its legs and its arms here. So this makes it kind of hard to work with when you want to put on all kinds of poses. So it's one thing you want to think about if you are considering getting this set and do something with Gaigar and Gallion here. While the alternate hands or the hand effect parts are good to help the figure with poses. They, unlike the default hands, they lock the articulation they have. Let me show everyone here again. So with these default hands, again we can at least open the fingers and the thumb a little. Sure, it's not a lot, but it's something. And so even some of the fingers are slightly more flexible here. So that's at least something, but unfortunately this feature does not exist in the alternate hand, and that's another limitation. But this also kind of make argument that even though the default hands aren't exactly projecting the strong, big and strong kind of appearance, at least this again the finger movements, so it still can help poses where the good looking hands cannot. That's also something for you to utilize again with the poses for display. So these are the minor issues you want to work with if you want to use Gallion and Gaigar here to do all kind of poses from the set. But I'm sure with enough practice you can overcome these challenges, and in general this is a really great action figure if you are considering collecting something cool from the anime series to do good displays purposes. And now let's begin taking out the Gao machines, and let's see how they can work with Gaigar. We're beginning with Stealth Gao here. And so underneath we have a display stand. We have like two engine pieces which will eventually transform into the four arms of GaoGaiGar. Here we have the Stealth Gao pieces we just took out, and even underneath the main Stealth Gao itself there's also like plastic cover which you have to remove. And before we set up the Stealth Gao itself, we have to first do some setup for GaoGaiGar's hands here. So let me show everyone. Again, this is like one of the engine for Stealth Gao that transforms into GaoGaiGar's forearms. And so first you have to open up this small panel piece here, and this is a GaoGaiGar's left hand from the accessory set. So and now you just gonna have to slide it in, and you can like and this is a support piece from the accessory set. You can like have the hand come out like this. So we can twist it back into the engine and cover it up, or we'll push it out again. This is how you can transform the engine part into GaoGaiGar's forearms. Now just put the cover piece back. Have to match the little one part here. See, there's an opening here. Have to match it here. There we go. And now we just have to do it the same way with the other hand and engine, and then put both of the engines onto Stealth Gao. So here we have these two engine pieces, which we have just put GaoGaiGar's hand parts in, and these are the stand piece we just took off on the box, and here's another support piece for the stand from the accessory set. And now let's set up Stealth Gao. We'll begin by setting up by kind of transforming these undersides. So there's a panel on either side of underneath Stealth Gao here. This side too. And by taking out, opening this panel, we can take out another support piece here, and we flip off these pieces and close the panels back up. These are gonna be the parts where you slide the engine pieces onto. So let's see here. Here, and here's the slot where you can now here we go, and you do the same thing with the other engine on this side here. And find the slot and then slide it in. And then we slide, push these parts back down. And now we're gonna set up the support parts or the stand. First, we have to put this part underneath Stealth Gao here. There we go, and this is gonna be the connector that connects the Stealth Gao to the stand here. gonna put Stealth Gao on here. There we go. That's how we set up Stealth Gao, and now let's take out and set up Liner Gao and Drill Gao. So here, the Drill Gao is kind of very simple. Here, it doesn't really need to be set up or adjusted like Stealth Gao. Now it's pretty much just completed by itself here. And Liner Gao, we have two pieces here. Here again, Drill Gao doesn't actually have any thing you need to do for setting up, so this we can set aside for a second, and the only thing you need to do is with Liner Gao here. Again, we have the two hands, and to put them together we have a support piece from the accessory set. You need to use it as a connector for these two parts. Okay, there we go. Dun. So with Liner Gao, there's not really any actual workflow feature here. It is a good looking express or bullet train piece, but it does have wheels underneath, so you can roll it. Drill Gao, again, it's essentially a drill tank, and this, it does have its moving wheel underneath, so if you're on a rough surface, you can move it, and the table here is smooth, so it's not gonna roll as I try to push it. But if you are on like a carpet floor or something, it will allow you to move forward. Really good realistic design here, and the drill can also turn, although you kind of have to turn it with your finger here. Too bad it doesn't have a electronic setup with an on and off button, otherwise it'd be really cool. Although it could be dangerous, because even though it doesn't have a sharp edges, the drill tip here is still kind of pointy, so and keep that in mind. This is not something you want near children or young kids. Now we have all 3 Gao machines ready. Let's see how they can work with Gaigar. Let's first do a combination of Liner Gao and Stealth Gao here. So first, again, we go to on the side of Stealth Gao. There's another set of support parts or panel down here. Have to flip it. And just see this tiny kind of hinges. And the holes on the part, on this side of the Liner Gao, like this is what helps you to slide it onto Stealth Gao here. There we go. So it's like together they form a new plan, and this combination is actually never used in the anime series. It's almost exclusive to this set here. Let's do a combination of Stealth Gao and Gaigar, and to do that we need 2 other support pieces from the accessory set and the display stand here. Let's first put on the support piece onto Stealth Gao. So again, we go on the side here, and this has to slide onto these piece, the root of this piece here. Here we go. And this is the connector with the display stand. It goes on the back here of Stealth Gao. Okay, now we combine with Gaigar. First, it might be easier if we put this on the stand first. in order for Gaigar to connect with the Stealth Gao here, you have to utilize these shoulder pieces here. And then see these slots here, that's where these shoulder pieces are gonna click into. There we go. Here. Now let's do a combination of Drill Gao and Gaigar. But for this combination to work, you have to use Gaigar's default hand, otherwise they cannot connect. So first we transform Drill Gao, which is easy. You just have to split it in two and pull this connector piece away. And then you just have to flip up the pieces in the back here. This is where Gaigar's hands are gonna slide into. And now the combination is very simple to do, so there's some small slots here on Gaigar's forearm, and you see how this part in Drill Gao, you have to click in there in order to connect them. So here, there we go, and then just press the parts up in order to now that's how you connect them. Now do it with the other half of Drill Gao to the other arm of Gaigar to complete the combination. Here we go. Here's Gaigar's combination with Drill Gao. Unfortunately, it can't really do any actual poses other than just having the Drill Gao on and looking somewhat imposing like this. And because the big huge weight on either arm now, Gaigar can't really move up its arms, so can't do any other kind of poses really, which kind of defeat the purpose of a combination. So all you can really do in this combination just simply looking like this. Having one arm up with a draw pointing up is the closest to a pose they can do in this combination. So this way is like the weight is counter supported, and as I mentioned before, it's hard to do some poses with Gaigar because its joints are so tight. This may be part of the reason why it's designed that way, so it can somewhat support the weight of such strong pieces, and it goes Then again, this thanks to that feature, this is pretty much the only pose you can do with GaoGaiGar with a drill go combination. And you can't do it both arm up, otherwise the whole figure is gonna fall back. So if you want to have both arms up, or if up, you probably need some support structure like compatible display stand to hold the arms. So that's what we can do with Gao machines individually with GaoGaiGar, and now let's combine them all together to form GaoGaiGar. And we will start by changing GaoGaiGar. Final fusion! So the first step is change the black armor piece here. And another thing is now GaoGaiGar will turn its upper half around like before. And we first lift up this armor piece here. We pull out these two armor, and now we pull it back down. Then first we lift up Gallion's head, and we pull up this piece, golden man piece, pull it down, and then put Gallion's head back up, back down. I mean. Then let's come back over here. You have to pull down this piece, and if you don't have long enough nails to try to pull it with this slot, you can always use the support piece here. Pull this down, and the reason for that is to unlock the mechanism inside here, so we can pull down the legs. Here, see, it was up here. I mean, they were up there, so now we had to pull them down. This, by opening this, it allowed us to. And then we pull this part, put it back in there. Then we're gonna change GaoGaiGar's feet down here, just kind of straighten, set it straight like that. Now we're gonna change drill go. So much like how we transformed drill go before to become the two armor weapon for GaoGaiGar, we're gonna do kind of same here, except this time they're gonna become GaoGaiGar's legs. So similarly, we pull them into half and put this piece away. So now, like the engine part of drill go becomes GaoGaiGar's feet. And then the drill heads, push it forward like that way. The same with this one. These are like the knees for GaoGaiGar now. And now we're gonna slide GaoGaiGar in here. before that, one more change you need to apply to Gaigar's foot is around the ankle here. Gotta push them up. Okay, so now this part can be slightly tricky. You have to fit the foot, this gray piece in perfectly in with the drill go parts here. Oh, here's a switch. You have to press it. So this way, this piece will let it slide in. There we go. And do the same with this other one here. Now we have both legs of GaoGaiGar ready. And next, we're gonna put Gao liner through Gaigar to make it become the shoulder of GaoGaiGar. So now you pull Gaigar's arms from to the back here. The same to this other shoulder. And through this hole, we're gonna put the Gao liner through, and it will become the shoulders of GaoGaiGar. And now we're putting Liner Gao through the hole here. And now it's in place. We just need to do some more tweaking and it'll become shoulders of GaoGaiGar. Another thing you want to do to make him secure is that with the head part. See inside here, there's two slots here on the Gao liner, and here's a hinge on the back piece. You want to slide the head into the slots. This way we can keep Liner Gao in place securely and tightly. Yeah, you heard the clicking sound. Now we did it. There's apparently another step we're supposed to take before securing the head with Gao liner if you want GaoGaiGar to work with the support part of display stand. So let's first loosen the head for a second, and then you're gonna press the Gao liner a little further in. This will set loose the part around its GaoGaiGar's waist. And see here, it's gonna opened up. So this is gonna be some slots where we can slide the accessory support parts in, so it can fit with the display stand. Now I've retightened the head part with Gao liner. Now we're gonna put the accessory piece onto the back. So here we have the same support piece that we use in the Gaigar's combination with Stealth Gao. And now we're gonna put them onto the back. And I need to apologize for a mistake I mentioned earlier. This piece is not for working with display stand. It's crucial in connecting in the final fusion, in connecting the whole body with Stealth Gao. So now we're gonna put it on by first lifting up Gaigar's arm, so we have space to put it in. See these slots back here. That's what we need to fit into. There we go. And then put the arms back down. Now we move this a little, so now here we have, by twisting this a bit, now we have GaoGaiGar's shoulder parts ready. And now let's start putting Stealth Gao on. Stealth Gao here. Apparently the first thing we should do is remove the panel pieces on the engine. And then I'm gonna open up its main compartment in the back here. And here, then we move up the helmet piece that will become the head of GaoGaiGar. Close it back down. Press these two parts onto the side. So remember how Gaigar connected to Stealth Gao through the support parts, through these two slots here. This is gonna be how we're gonna combine into GaoGaiGar with the support piece we just put onto the back there. Now we have to flip down these two pieces, which will become GaoGaiGar's chest armor. This compartment, we actually have to make another change here. Rather than closing it back down simply, we have to push this piece back, so now we can slide it all the way down. There we go. So with this giant slot here, will fit into the back of Gaigar there with its arms. So here we go. So this combination occurs by essentially clicking into all the parts from Gaigar's shoulder interior into the slot Stealth Gao has. So now they're completely connected. And what's left from this point is to put all the rest of the armor pieces in place. Now, first, let's start by putting the chest armors around Gallion's head. See this part, we have to click it into the slot by Gallion's face. Do the the same on this one. Be kind of tricky. There we go. Here now GaoGaiGar's chest is complete, and of course you want to open Gallion's mouth here. And the next step is to complete GaoGaiGar's arms. So to do that, we're gonna lift the arm section down from Liner Gao. It might be hard to pull them down, so again I'm gonna use the support piece. So there we go. And do the same thing on this side. Then pull this down. Here we go. Now we have both of the arms down, and now we're gonna connect these engines onto the arm to form the actual forearms. So the best way to do that is kind of have to lift up the shoulders here and try to slam the arm here into the engine here. Oh, first, just there. And we have the handouts. And do the same thing over here. And if we did it carefully, the hand would actually spin it out, just like it does in the anime series. Now, in order to remove the engine from the Stealth Gao wings, you kind of just have to lift the shoulder up a bit so it'll slide up. Here we go. Do the same thing on this side. Now both arms are free. After you're done with the arms, you want to put away this support piece. So remember how you did, how we lift up the mod before. We're gonna do the same thing to put them back. Open up the panel and put it back into Stealth Gao. Here. Do the same thing here. And here. Okay, the panel opened. And then push this back up. There. And there we go. Finally, we're gonna do the last steps. We're putting down the helmet and the mask onto Gaigar's head. So here's the base of the helmet. We want to make sure it goes in place first. Okay, there. Now we have the setup besides the head now, and then we close up the mask. Now, final fusion complete. Here we have GaoGaiGar. More specifically, King of Braves, GaoGaiGar. And we start with these small pair of hands. They don't have a lot of dexterity or articulation, or maybe it does. Each finger has its own movement, so which is nice, but it is still relative very small hands. It doesn't really look proportional at all, but it is nice that again each finger has its own movement, and the thumbs can move a little too. However, in order for best visual effect, it's best to switch them with the larger hands, which I'm gonna put on now from the accessory set. So these are the large hands I'm gonna put on now. These bigger hands are not only better in that because they are larger, they also have far better articulation and dexterity. All finger joints can move and bend. Now I'm gonna make the fists. Same with this hand. Very nice be good. Oops, but also the joints can be kind of loose, so we gotta be careful. It'd be nice if all action figure have articulated fingers like this. With this hand, we have better posability and display effect with a combination or final fusion completion pose here. Now let's check out this figure's articulation. Start checking all its feet. You can kind of adjust its angles. So this helps with balancing its stance. So when you adjust the angle of its legs, then there's the waist armor piece. They can flip up, so it helps whenever you're moving with the legs, and as the legs are transformed from Gaigar's legs, and I'm sure everyone remember the articulation they had before. It's the same. You can apply it here, although it's really hard to make most kind of movement with the legs here, because again, after combining with Drill Gao, this legs can be really heavy. So even though it's capable with some range of movement, it is very hard to make them, because again, they're heavy. Earlier I showed everyone the posability and dexterity, as well as the articulation of these fingers here. Really wonderful hands these are. So you still may have to practice on how to work with them, how to really make good looking poses and forms with these fingers. Well, one of the few things you can do is put on the thumbs up pose. And then if we move up the arms, so now you can make like a strong punch kind of attack pose. This it has, so again the arms have the joints here to allow the forearms to move up and down, and the Gao liner can bend to allow to make up good looking shoulder pose, and you can also pull the shoulder up and turn the shoulder. Do the same thing with this shoulder here. I guess because it was getting turned for the first time, so it's like the shoulder was jammed. I had to kind of try to turn really hard to finally get it to turn. That's the basic articulation with GaoGaiGar's arms and legs here. There's another articulation joint I missed with the hands here. You can even move like that. So you can have the hands all open to like this. And the head of GaoGaiGar, unfortunately, it only has very limited articulation and movement, so it cannot really move up for GaoGaiGar to look up, but it can turn only about like 15 degrees left and right. Actually, it can barely even do that. So here I just turned about 20 or 30 degrees. Let's try the other way. Yes, we did it. Unfortunately, the way shoulder articulation work is that there's like extra joint here, so if you're gonna have to keep trying to move it up, otherwise it will look kind of goofy for GaoGaiGar. So, and that's the full extent of movement the GaoGaiGar's head has. Here's one of GaoGaiGar's most famous defensive technique called protected shade. So this, which he pulls his hand up, forming a palm, and these four orbs are like a shield generator. You form a reflective energy shield to protect, even reflect enemies' attack. Here's a tool that GaoGaiGar can utilize, the dividing driver, one of GaoGaiGar's signature equipment from the anime series. And it's easy to put these together. This piece was inside the accessory set, and this is inside the phone box with the rest of the Gao machine and Gallion. So just put these together. See how there's a pattern in this hole. There's one extra slot, so just have to match it. There. And and this mimic the effect how in the anime series, like how it when it's pressed against the ground, it'll form a circular field of interdimensional rift for GaoGaiGar to safely fight the enemy with inside the field without worry to damage innocent people. And in order to put this one on, this is to be fit into the left arm, and in order to utilize it, we have to either only use a small hand or just remove the large hand entirely. Since it doesn't really require to be combined with a hand, I'm simply just gonna remove the left hand without reattaching the smaller hand. And the same slot the engine part used to slide onto Stealth Gao, you're gonna have to just slide it the same way onto this arm piece. Here we go. So here's a dividing driver. Unfortunately, due to the size of this thing, it's hard to do any kind of pose for GaoGaiGar with it, but since its main use is to strike at ground anyway, this is basically the only display form you really need to put on with. You can try to adjust GaoGaiGar's other arm or legs to make a look or poses that you like better, but again, generally, this is the kind of pose that dividing drivers mean to work with. Now, the one last thing this figure can do is to utilize these alternate hand parts where the two hands are joined together for GaoGaiGar to execute his finisher attack, Hell and Heaven. Now, let's see how that will look. Here we go. Here's the Hell and Heaven attack pose. Probably have to adjust the legs a bit to make this pose look good, but here we go. One more thing you would have to do to make this form or pose look like exactly like mimicking the pose from the series is that in the anime series, when GaoGaiGar execute this attack, his thruster on his back would fire to slam him in order to hit the enemy with both of those hands. So now we're gonna open the thruster on the back here. There we go. See, it's too bad they don't come with like effect parts of like energy coming out of these thrusters. So we can emulate GaoGaiGar's thrusting into the enemy. And that's all the basic feature of this set. And even I would say so the seller who I got this set from told me the truth, even though he listed this set as pre-owned, but it is still in excellent condition. In fact, it's maybe practically brand new because I had a lot of trouble moving the joints of this set, which basically indicated that they were barely ever played with. So, and overall, I believe this is a great collectible for all GaoGaiGar fans. And because it's a die-cast figure, so everything's pre-painted and it's all got like the metallic coloring all over it. So it makes its appearance really good, which kind of makes it better than most plastic model that would also give good appearance of GaoGaiGar. However, despite this set and all this figure's articulation, there's still some big problem, and as you've seen throughout the video here, because again, since they're die-cast figure, it makes the set each part relatively very heavy. So despite the articulation for posability, its weight make this set and this GaoGaiGar really hard to work with for poses. It might take you a lot of practice on how to get things right. I believe the greatest problem here with GaoGaiGar is its head. You'd have to look really close to see the eyes, which feels like a bummer, because if you wanted a good looking robot action figure, you want to be able to see it easily, and with the robot GaoGaiGar's eyes so not so visible that you need a close look. Again, it makes it kind of dials down its attractiveness. And there's also the limitation to the head's articulation, because it can only turn like 15 or 30 degree toward left and right, and it can really move up, so it's again barely able to move, which severely limits the GaoGaiGar's possibility here. However, it still has some very good feature, again, namely these big hands here, with all the finger joints being able to move like almost like real hands. It's almost no action figure has like hands with that kind of dexterity in their fingers. They usually come with like only clenched fist hand parts or other interchangeable hands for poses where the fingers are set solid. This one we actually have movable fingers, so that's a really good thing. So to almost make it up for the other limitation I just mentioned. However, sometimes strength can be a weakness. In the case of this set, this being they being able to combine into this large figure, and the weight of the die-cast components can make this set and figure pretty heavy for action figures. So it'll obviously also limit down the portability. So again, if you have to move around a lot, you'll have to think about this if you want to collect this set. However, similar to also Chogokin action figure sets, this set is very high priced. I was able to get it for 2/3 of market price. That's part of the reason why I chose to get it as a pre-owned, because I just came across it online, and the seller promised it in the best, very pristine condition, and he had a very good feedbacks. So that's why I chose to trust him, and good things. It turns out to be alright here. But if you want to get it at full price, you might want to consider if you can afford it and if you have the budget too. Overall, if you ask me, if you want to just get a model kit that has a strong articulation and also resembles GaoGaiGar from anime series very well versus getting this one, I would say, again, if you feel like you can pay 4 to 5 times the model kit price, you should consider this one. And also, if you're okay working with heavy weights, if you want a good looking and very posable action figure of GaoGaiGar, but you want it to be able to easily portable and not very expensive, then this is probably not the first choice for you. But another thing to keep in mind, a lot of plastic model kits, due to their fine details and articulation, they're also kind of easily breakable. And with a die-cast figure like this one, that is less likely to happen. So again, if you want to put durability into consideration, I would urge you to consider this set over the other one, unless you're like a really die-hard fanatic collectors. You can probably consider getting both and first and decide for yourself which kind works best. And I would, however, urge every collectors who likes to get a set of GaoGaiGar to consider this one. If nothing else, its very best feature is its coloring. I don't think, and it also makes it easy in the way, because unlike model kits, everything's already pre-colored in this set, where model kit you usually have to spend the time trying to put stickers on and to get them right, and this or even paint them. This one is you don't have to worry about those issues. So it's overall a really good GaoGaiGar set with some minor limitations, which I hope by letting you guys know this, it helps you decide whether or not this is the right set of collectibles for you. One last minor issue I want to warn everyone before the end of this video is that one part of the GaoGaiGar's legs, once it's transformed from Drill Gao, it can be very tricky for you to handle the figure, because the tank wheel here, even though it's really cool, we have this feature and so to allow the Drill Gao to be able to move. Once you transform into GaoGaiGar's legs, it can be tricky to handle the figure, because if you just hold the figure by the legs, you'll probably slip when you only hold the legs like this, and it makes it hard to hold the figure. And because it's weight, it can simply just slip from your hand. So whenever you're moving the figure, it's best to just hold it from its back. Don't try to hold it by its legs. This concludes my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and please check out other videos from my channel. And if you have any question, please leave them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my knowledge and ability.